losing my mind.
Welcome back to another episode of Change Tomorrow. Today, the hottest podcast on the planet.
And the planet. That boy went from the world to the motherfucking planet. Boy, we taking over the universe.
That's right.
Yes. We welcome back. We missed
you.
you.
I missed you guys.
Yeah, how was
It's been a while.
the vacation was good?
Yeah, we're gonna
look-
say it's good.
You look like the sun.
was-
bur-
it's
you
gonna say it
got
was
burnt. You look
needed.
like you got cooked up by the sun a little bit. She
It
look
was
like
needed.
a golden, a golden chicken.
Funny, bro.
Hey man, we're gonna have a great episode for you guys. We're gonna be talking about single parents dating, right? What it's like dating as a single parent. What do you guys look for when you guys are dating? What are the difficulties of dating as a single parent? Is it easy? Is it hard? Because I don't know.
So go ahead.
You
start it
want to
off,
talk
kid.
about something you don't know.
I want to learn. I really want to learn. You know what I'm saying? So what it's like dating as a single parent, male and female.
So go ahead.
I actually just started kind of dating,
Vic. Okay.
so I wouldn't
Oh, you were off the market.
right for a long time.
Okay.
So dating as a single parent is a little difficult to say. But beyond that, I think it's difficult for me to say because I don't have the same experiences as most people.
What do you mean?
I mean, I'm a single parent, yes, but I have a nice village that's very helpful. So it doesn't kind of interfere with my dating.
What do you mean by that? You
aspects
mean
of
like
life.
the kids?
Yeah. Right. When you have a good village, you have good people around you that, you can count on. It makes it a little bit easier when you're dating because you don't have to work around so much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Looking for a sitter and
Right.
stuff like that. Trying to be.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like I would say when my daughter was very young, I don't think people really believed I had a daughter.
Right. Right.
Because my village was just really great. So my dad would get her every weekend. And from the time she was born up until recent, because now she's a teenager, she make her
She
own
made
little
her own
decisions.
That's right.
But up until recent, her dad used to get her like Wednesday through Friday. So that would leave me
her
what?
father, okay.
Monday and Tuesday? Which means if I'm dating, I
You're
have
free. You have
Wednesday
free
through
time.
Sunday
Yeah, you have
to
free
make
time.
plans and arrangements.
Free time.
Okay.
So
That's
Mondays
fair.
and
That's
Tuesdays
fair.
was off limits, right?
Okay.
So I'm just now entering the single parenting dating realm now that I have Miguel.
Okay.
And even though I still have my village, it's not the same. I'm a little older. Yeah. So now it's making arrangements. It's like,
Okay.
whoa, yeah, this is hard.
Okay. Okay. Well, I mean, I can speak generally. I can speak in general or whatever.
No. We're gonna speak direct, brother. I want. No,
wasn't for you.
listen. I want the nitty gritty. I want to hear because listen, man. I gotta live vicariously through you,
Right.
bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel okay. I'll say this. For me personally, dating is not it's not complex for me.
Okay.
Because one, I don't have any restrictions.
Right.
Okay.
And by me saying that, yes, I do have older kids. So
No, but we mean how was dating when your kids were younger?
when they were younger,
Yeah.
well, I mean, yeah, when my kids were younger, when I was dating, it was a little bit of a challenge. Because of course I have kids and the other individuals didn't have kids, so they didn't understand the importance of me helping my children do their homework, putting them to bed, or maybe cooking dinner for them to make sure that they were okay. And sometimes I used to get a lot of backlash, attitude.
Really?
Yeah, of course, because sometimes certain women can be selfish.
Yeah, I was about to say, that's
they're-
very selfish.
because they're not in that position, because they don't understand what parenting is. So
Right.
of course, so they used to always get mad. Oh, you're not spending enough time with me. You know, and I used to like take offense to it or whatever.
I'm spending time with my kids.
Yeah, I have to spend time with my kids. I actually cut off women that came at me like that.
Oh, wow.
You get what I'm saying? So
That's crazy.
yeah. So I can say it was difficult when my kids were younger, when I was
Yeah.
dating and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because my kids is my priority. They come first.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I'm not a person that particularly likes to date people with kids anyways. So
Why is that? Why is that?
I prefer not to date people with kids because I don't like to deal with drama. So it has nothing to do with the kids. I love kids. But I just don't like to deal with the drama. And usually they have some form of drama. Even if it's not necessarily like super chaotic or toxic, it's some form of, you guys have an issue.
Okay.
And I don't like to deal with it because I
How
don't
is
have those
that
issues.
fair?
It's very fair. So people always say that to me, like, that's not fair
That's not
because you
fair,
have
though,
kids,
dog.
right?
Come on.
But the way I counter that is, yes, I have kids, but I don't have that dynamic. You know what I mean? Like,
But I understand, but that's not fair. Though.
it is
You
because
can't just X somebody
I'm
out.
telling you, I don't want to deal with you because of the drama that comes
But if there's
along
no
with.
drama, you can't.
9 times out of 10, I was always right. It's always a female lingering with chaos and toxicity, and it's not and I know that because even just when you talk to people, like I remember being younger, like in my 20s, and I talked to people about me and my daughter's dad's relationship, and they're like, that's not normal, you know, because we don't have that drama and toxicity. So it's like, yeah, I don't want to date nobody with kids because people my age, the girls are still holding on to this man, and it's some type of something going on. You can't see your kid. I don't like that. All that drama, I don't want no parts of that.
So you're not.
I don't
dating-
give that drama to nobody.
So you're not even gonna give it a chance to see.
I don't want to.
Just because.
I'm not saying I'm not going to. I'm just saying you gotta have a lot of other wonderful
I'm
characteristics
just saying,
and
but I'm
qualities.
saying though, but that's a disqualification. Off
Yeah,
that.
I don't really want to deal with people.
So
with
my
kids.
brother, if you got a child, you disqualified. Ain't that something?
I love kids though. Like I really love kids. It's just sometimes you know, I feel like domestic violence is very serious.
Okay.
In a lot of these situations, these women and men that don't know how to let go, and they feel like the baby mom or the baby dad is supposed to be with them forever. I can't insert myself into a type of chaos like that because I don't bring that chaos to nobody.
Well,
I don't have that type of drama going on.
I'll tell you what, because that's from a female perspective.
Yeah.
From the male perspective, I've heard a lot of times, you know, even through social media, it's a lot of guys that they don't want to date women with kids, either.
correct.
Yeah.
Because they feel
Now,
like,
what's
you know,
that reasoning?
well, I'm saying, but they feel like, why should I invest into that situation when
Yeah.
it's not
Mine.
my child?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I understand what you're saying.
That's
You're
not a
saying
man,
drama.
though.
Well,
I-
let me pick it back on that.
Yeah,
That's
tell
not
what
a
I'm saying.
man.
Break it down for me.
Okay, so this is
Because you're single, so you know. what I mean?
yeah. So okay, and the men that don't date women with kids, I understand where they're coming from because no man want to play Mr. Cleanup guy, right? Especially if it's a productive, competitive man. Why should he come in that situation to clean up that situation?
Why not?
Nah, I don't agree with it.
I
Because-
get that you're saying you don't agree, but I'm
Right.
saying why not?
So, dating single moms, right? Let me rephrase that. Dating single modern women. This is 3 questions that I will ask them. What is it that you can offer me that you haven't given to another man?
Oh my goodness.
This is what I said. What can you offer me that you haven't given to another man? And the reason why I'm saying that because 1, you shared your youth, your fertility, and your womb with another man. You shared your womb. You gave another man the biggest honor that you can give him, right? And my second question to that woman will be like, why didn't it work out with the father of the kid that, you know what I'm saying, that you had a kid with or whatever.
yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Because you created this family. So why should I give up my resources to take care of your kids, right? Because men, we're very territorial, right? Because 1, I have to share you with your kids. That is not mine. And also I have to share you with the father of your kids. Who is to know what time the father of your kids is on? Because as of late, I've been seeing men been killing other men because they're dealing with their exes. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I don't know if that man may want to cause some harm to me.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I understand everything when men are saying I don't want to date single mothers with kids or whatever. You get
Yeah,
my
I
point?
get what you're saying. You know what I'm saying?
So
what's the third question?
So and let me
I was
ask you
waiting
this
for the
question,
third
bro.
one.
If you went to the store, would you buy a product? Would you buy a product that had a broken seal?
No, I'm not gonna.
You
buy
wouldn't.
something.
Why you wouldn't buy a product that had a broken
Somebody,
seal?
because it's already been. I don't know what's in there.
It's the same thing. That's the reason why men
So-
say they don't want to date women with kids because you already have been tainted. You already shared your wound
Well, yeah.
with another man. So
But are you serious right now?
yes, I'm being very serious.
So okay.
I'm being very
so
serious.
to be a counter to that, because that is absolute. I'm gonna keep
Go
it a
ahead.
buck. That's some bullshit, and
I don't
I'm
think so.
going. That's some motherfucking bullshit. Yes, it is.
Go ahead.
Because I'm gonna say it is because you just said your first question was, well, I'm gonna ask a woman, what can she get? What can you give a woman that you ain't give to another female?
All right. Okay.
What can you? But no,
okay,
no,
let me
no,
answer the
no,
question.
no, no.
Okay, go ahead, Vic. Go
What
ahead.
can you give another female that you haven't? What can you give this woman that you haven't given to another female? Why does it have to be that a woman have to bring you something? I'm not. Who the fuck are you that I gotta bring you something?
Okay.
What are you bringing to me?
Okay.
It goes both ways. I thought. Now that's one. Now two, you're saying, well, you don't know what that circumstance could be, what that situation could be. So are you speaking from a standpoint of a man who does not have kids just yet?
Both.
Or
Single?
you can't speak from both. And the reason I'm gonna say you can't is because just as you're a man, if you are a man that has children, to say that to a woman that has children, it almost sounds, no, not almost, it's narcissistic as hell. Because if you've given another woman kids, who are you to ask a woman what you got to offer me because you gave a nigga kids? Did you not give another woman kids? So what happened with that family that you were building? Why did that not work out?
Okay, so can I answer your question?
Sure.
Okay, one, Vic, it's a double standard. Unfortunately, men can
no.
do it. You can. A woman cannot do what a man do. And two,
No.
I
Yes,
know-
we can.
Okay, but let me say this. I know the detractors and the critics going to come for me because I have kids. One, my kids are grown. I have a 23.
But at one point they weren't.
But let me answer the question. I'll let you talk. Let me talk.
You're right.
I have two girls.
I'm
I have
sorry.
a 23-year-old and I have a 20-year-old. My oldest daughter has recently graduated from college on her way to grad school.
Yes,
My
Lord.
second daughter, she'll be graduating from college pretty soon, right? Secondly, I've never been married. So what I can offer a woman is marriage. That's the biggest
That's it?
honor. Listen, hold up. That's the biggest honor a man can give a woman is marriage. Yes, that is the biggest offer I can offer a woman is marriage. Because you know why? Can't no woman ever said that I was married to them. So that would give that other woman bragging rights that I've given you the biggest honor by marrying you. You're not just my baby mama, but you're my wife. And you can research my name. You will not see my name logged on any marriage license in all 50 states of America. Yes, and that's what it is. I'm
So having
bringing
the-
marriage and I'm bringing my resources to
Okay.
you. That's what I'm bringing. Resources and marriage. And I have receipts because I am successful. When my kids were born, I always had custody of my kids and I have receipts. And my kids' success shows it. So I know what I'm talking about.
Ralph, do you have something to add?
Go ahead.
Well, no, okay.
You're not a single parent, so it's a little bit more harder. I
No, I'm
know.
not a single parent, but I grew up in a single household.
Right,
So I grew up without a father. I've always wanted a father,
right.
whether mine's or not, whether like blood or not. So I always wish that I had somebody to kind of like lace me up,
Right.
guide me, because you know we bump our heads a lot. So
Yeah.
I understand where you're coming from, what you're saying, because you're like, and I get the whole thing. That's not my child. Why should I invest my time? But I'm saying, like, for me, because I wanted that, so I can understand from both. But I wanted that. That's not something I would. If I meet a woman with children, that's not a deal breaker for me.
Right.
Because when I was in high school, I was dating a girl that was out of high school with kids.
Right.
So she had one child, a son. But I love kids though. So to me, it's not like I don't look at it like I'm wasting my time or because I always hear people say, well, if I date a woman with children, one day her children is going to denounce me and say, you're not my father.
Yeah.
But for me, I always look at it this way. It's a rite of passage.
Yep.
Because at the end of the day,
Yep.
if we're bickering and I'm trying to give you the right things to do, the right thing to say, the only way for you to hurt me or to make me feel little is by you to say, well, you're not my dad. You can't tell me what to do. And I call it a rite of passage.
Yeah.
That wouldn't bother me. But again, I'm speaking from me not having a dad.
Right,
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Something that I always wish I had.
Right.
So to me, that's not really a deal breaker. But I'm not speaking for all men. I'm only speaking for myself.
Right. And
I
also-
wouldn't rock. I wouldn't do
Right,
that. You know what I
right.
mean?
You know what I'm saying? Like, just like you said, bro, it's not that it's a deal breaker, but me, just how I think if a man is going to be dating a single modern mother, that single modern woman is going to have to go above and beyond to show herself approved to that man. Because why would that man select you when he could go out there and select a much younger woman that is childless? That's not going to bring the chaos to him. Because like I said earlier today, who is to say what time the father of your kids are on? You get where I'm coming
So
from?
you're looking
Right,
at
but that's
safety.
only one.
Correct.
That's only one perspective that is a very important
Very
perspective, of course. But it's only one. So like even when you say me being okay, I'm gonna take myself. Me being someone I didn't grow up with my father.
Okay.
I would hate if my mother had met men with that mindset that you just described, because the men that my mother, and it wasn't a lot of men or whatever, but like my stepfather came along when I was like in 4th grade. I thank God for him every day. You understand? Like my father wasn't present in my life. He stepped in and he did what no other man did all the way through till I was all the way in college. They didn't get divorced until years later. And that man saved my life in so many ways. He was so, and we did have fights. I mean, like teenagers, kids, you got kids, kids say, your kids say crazy stuff to you. So just imagine what they're going to say to a stranger in the midst of being upset.
It's like I said, dog. Like for me,
So, but sorry, not to cut you off. So I'm just saying, thank God for him, because I tell him all the time, if I had, my father's out of prison now. If I get married, both of them have to walk me down the aisle because he really raised me.
Yeah.
So that thought process to me is just mind blowing and it's insane. The reason I don't want to date people with kids, I don't concern myself with what the kids may or may not say, because what you give a kid is what they're going to give you back. And once they get to that age of teenage, we know teenagers, so that's not even something to take personal. I'm expecting you to say it, because if you don't say it, I think something ain't right. Because that's what kids are going to say.
But some kids won't say it.
Yeah.
But again, if you do say it, it's like, to me, it's like,
It's a hit or miss.
it's like, I'm gonna laugh at you, like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I like, my advice on this, man, is not gonna, because I say I can't.
You're not a
I can't
single
say you wrong. I can't say you wrong. I can't say. All I'm saying is, for me, I'm black, bro. So I only know how to be black.
Right.
And all I'm saying is, a lot of us, we grew up fatherless.
Yeah.
You know, and I think it's because we always talk about back in the days and stuff like that. I think a lot of times, man, the difference with why back in the days was probably a lot better than today is because a man, when he meets a woman, he didn't care how many kids she had.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If he loved that woman, like that woman, you know,
Took her and
you
her
know,
kids.
it was all in.
Yep.
But it's different time, different
But
mindset.
can I piggyback off what you said?
Let me finish. I'm gonna let you rock.
Right, go ahead.
Now, so I can only go off my experience. Like I said, I always wanted a dad. Never had one, but now I get to play one. So I get to be one. It's
Yeah,
the
I'm about
most
to say you get to
important.
be one.
Yeah, I get to be,
Yeah.
and I love being a dad. And to me, I don't look at a kid like that's mine or not mine. You know what I'm saying? I look at it like you a child, and you're with me. You're my child, no matter what. So. And I know it's gonna come a time, right? You're gonna go, oh, you're not my father, and I'm okay with that. I'm cool. You're right. I'm not your dad, but I am your dad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not your dad, but I am your dad, and I could take whatever comes along
And
with that.
as a kid that been there, I can tell you, we say that in that moment because we're upset, we're teenagers, we're young, our mind isn't fully formed. But I promise you, we come back and that apology is 10 freaking fold because we understand. But as a kid, you can't expect kids to understand.
But also, let me say this. Let me piggyback off what you said, because you mentioned
You're talking about
that-
the time.
Yeah, the times.
Yeah.
See, you have to understand. In those times, women used to honor men. You know, when a man came in and took over a family, that woman gave that man praise. You know, just honor, because in today's time that we're living in, being a stepfather is like basically being down. You know what I'm saying? Being down talked upon, right? Because matter of fact, I see it all the time where modern single mothers will be like, oh, a man have to bring A, B, and C, and D to me. But this man that you created this family with didn't even have to pay didn't have to pay that premium price.
But who's to
So,
say that?
No, it's going on. It's omnipresent. So why does this man, who is competitive, productive, has to come in and share his resources with you? For prime example, so if we do the Brady Bunch thing, right? If this woman have her kids, I have my kids, and we merge our family together, right? So every $100 that I spend within that household, 40% is going to go to your kids, 60% is going to go to my kids. So basically, I'm taking resources away from my biological kids to give it to your kids. Who was to say if those kids are going to appreciate me for what I'm doing for them, for being present, for being a father figure to them, right? At least I know if I have my own kids, my own biological kids, as long as I'm showing up for them, I'm taking care of them, I'm mentally present for my kids, at least I know when I become an old man one day, my kids are going to take care of me. I don't have to worry about my kids telling me, oh, you ain't my daddy. Why do I have to listen to you? And also, too, with bringing two families together, my kids may follow a certain set of rules. Your kids may follow certain set of rules. So my kids could be like, Daddy, why they do such and such and such? Why can they do this? And because you have a set of rules from your kids, they're gonna be like, damn, why can they do this and why can I do that?
You're saying the mindsets could be
Yeah,
different.
it can be completely different. So that could confuse the kid. You get what I'm? You get what
I understand
No,
what you're
this
saying.
is-
I get what you're saying with the
Stop saying you
mindset.
understand.
No. What I'm saying is
You
that
get what
no.
I'm
saying?
Listen.
This
not.
is pure
It's not.
stupidity.
It's
but
logic.
what I'm saying, I understand.
No,
is-
it's not.
what-
It's stupidity.
No.
It's basically taking every reason you can think of in the book for why it wouldn't work. When you meet somebody and you're engaged with that person and you like that person, in the beginning, yes, it may be a conflict of how you parent, how I parent. It's gonna even if you didn't have kids, it's gonna happen. If I meet you and I start talking to you, how you live your life and how I live my life may be two completely different things. Over time, we mesh. Over time, you blend. That's pure stupidity. And guess what? If it comes to the point where you guys can't agree on things, it would never even get to the point that you even have to concern yourself with blended families. Because as women, mothers, I can't speak for all mothers, but I could say, I'm not going to deal with no man that don't mesh or blend well with my kids. And that doesn't mean I'm putting my kids before you. That just means as I analyze this situation that we're in, if it's not going to work, it wouldn't get to that point where we even have to go to that. But there are situations where you will blend just fine. That means that's for you. I have a favorite phrase I like to use. I use it all the time when I'm referring to just myself, when I'm referring to dating. And I say it all the time. People need to learn their lanes. When you know your lane, you're not confused. When you're dating people that are in your... I'm in the far left lane, probably about 90% of the time. And it's quite often that I get guys that are in the far right lane, that slow lane, and somehow they made their way over to mine. And I don't understand how they got there or why they're there, but they're there. So I have to redirect them because I know just off a conversation, just off of one conversation could let me know. And I have to redirect you and say, hey, this just isn't your lane. I'm not sure how you got here, but I want to redirect you very respectfully. So I say that to say, again, it depends on you as a person. Because if you meet like-minded people, right, then the likelihood that it would be just so chaotic, what's the likelihood of that? What's the likelihood of it? You attract what you want, what you like. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm only saying that just as, like I said, I had my daughter when I was 19. If you want to be honest, I had my daughter when I was 18 because she was born 3 days before my 19th birthday. And so I've been doing this single parent thing since I don't even know. I can't even tell you when it started. This is here we are. But I've never dated a person that didn't get it. I've never dated a person that I had to fight with you about what you give your kids, what I'm giving. That's stupidity right there.
All right, can I? All right. I
No,
feel
before
you.
What I was saying I get was the last part of what he said.
About what?
You know what I'm saying? When the last part
I
you
cut
said.
you off too. I'm sorry.
Boy, you cut me off because you slashed
Sorry.
me.
I had to get in there. Sorry.
No, what I was agreeing was the last part. What he said, he's like, yo, like, he's saying, well, how would I know that a child is gonna look out for me, right? That's not my child. And like I said again, I understand that part, but what I'm saying, I understand. I'm saying I understand his concern, his personal concerns.
That's a crazy concern.
But those are his personal concerns.
I understand.
What I'm see,
Because my opinion,
you see what I'm
I
saying?
do understand.
That's what I was
Bro,
saying.
yeah, okay.
But like,
because my opinion shouldn't have dominion over anyone.
no, but for me, what I'm saying is for me, dog. Like I said, I'm a big kid, bro.
Yeah.
I run around in my house. I play in the rain with my son, bro. I run around, and it's not just because it's my son. I would that with any kid, bro. I just love to have fun and be a kid. I'm a big kid,
Right.
bro. I can't help it.
Right.
My wife get mad at me. You act like a child. I'm a child, bro. I like to have fun, and I think that spirit in me just makes me get along with. I just love all kids.
Right.
So I don't.
I love kids. I'm not saying I don't love kids.
No, I'm saying, but
Yeah,
but for me, my mindset is not like that's mine. That's not mine. I don't like. It's even with adults, bro. Kids even more. Whatever I got going on with my kids, if it's a kids around me, we all involved. I don't. There's no distinguish. If I'm eating, you know how everybody
We all
eating.
eat,
Yeah,
yeah.
But that's just how I am, bro. Like I'm very family orientated,
Yeah.
and I love people, and I love kids even more because they're innocent.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? And I look at it like, wow, and I protect them the way I wanted to be protected when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
That's just that's my take. That's how
Yeah.
I am.
But let me make a point, bro. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why I'm speaking to what I'm speaking about what's going on in these recent times, right? And let me make another point. No man that is productive and competitive want to be restricted, right? I'm gonna give you an example, right? Like, okay, I'm gonna use you as an example. You're married, you have your wife, and you have your kids, right? Supposedly you get off from work, you want to go home, and you want to enjoy your wife, right? It's easy for you to come home, and if your kids are past their bedtime, it's easy for you to say, "Hey, son, and Janiyah and whatever it's your son, me and your mama, we got some things to take care of. It's time for you to go to your room."
Princess Naya, Princess Shy, and Pop Pop.
Right. It's time for you to go to your room.
Yeah,
Me and your mama got some things to handle. But if I'm a stepdad, and I come home and I say something to those kids, if I say, "Hey, it's time for you guys to go to sleep," some woman, I'm not saying all, some woman would take offense to it. They'd be like, "Well, why are you talking to my kids like that? You shouldn't tell them when they go to bed or not." It happens all the time. So that's
Where
the
are these
reason why
statistics coming from?
it's happening. We're living in 2024. Come on now, let's let's not play crazy like we don't know this is.
Well,
really
I think
happening.
remember we had the conversation we had when we had the Dear Black Woman episode, and I was saying that I feel like a lot of times, not just black men but black women as well, they don't do their due diligence. And what I meant by that is if I meet a woman, she has children, and me and her we've become, because it's gonna take time for us to live together. And so I'm with this woman, we're dating, and eventually we get more serious. And I would hope that she would see the way I treat her kids with love and admiration, whatever, so that when we are living together, if I say, "Hey, it's time for everybody to go to sleep,"
Right.
I would hope she would know it's coming from a good place. She's not going to intervene. Because as a man, she would understand, like, oh, we're going to go spend some time together. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would hope.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I say, for me, like, I like to study. I like to do homework. I don't like to. I never like to dive into anything.
Yeah.
The one time I ever dove into anything, oof,
And for me to clear this up, bro, let me make this clear. And when I'm speaking, I'm not talking about single traditional mothers. I'm not talking about those. I'm not talking about single traditional. I'm talking about single modern mothers.
But as a man,
in
as a
2024.
okay,
That's
but,
what I'm
but
speaking
as a
on.
person such as yourself who's very traditional,
Right.
right? There's no way you're gonna fall into that kind of situation because you're traditional.
Right.
So that means the woman you're gonna be looking for is gonna fit that criteria.
Right.
Right. So those examples shouldn't even exist because in your mind you're gonna do your homework.
Right,
That's what I'm
exactly,
saying.
exactly.
Like and I
But you're
understand.
saying them or speaking them as
Damn,
if this
V,
is something
why you
that
ain't let
you
me
would
finish? I had a good point
to
going.
realize. Cause y'all, I've been letting y'all talk.
No,
Go
but I
ahead,
had a
go
good.
ahead.
I was trying to. Go ahead. I was trying to drive a point home. But
Go ahead, drive
No,
a
no.
point.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Because you're a woman. I'm gonna let you go ahead.
Because again, like I said, I'm listening as from a woman. So my responses to you are based upon what you're saying. So it's almost like counterproductive because you're saying one thing and then you're saying something else. So you're saying I'm not speaking for. Okay, so that's what makes it like a little bit difficult because when you say these are happening right now in these times. I need statistics. I need data. I need something to support that. And the reason I'm going to say that is because, again, when you say traditional, you're not talking about modern. It's so tricky going into that area, right? I consider myself to be a modern woman.
Okay.
However, I was raised on traditional values.
Okay.
So it depends on how you would then categorize, right? That's your choice, what you see, how you, and it so on and so forth for every other man. So you understand what I'm saying? Like, so to say that's what's going on right now, I have to disagree. And I'm disagreeing because I am a modern woman. And I have modern friends that are single mothers that would completely wholeheartedly disagree with what you're saying.
I get your point, but let me ask you this, Vic. So you don't think that a man that is productive and competitive taking on a pre-made family, so you telling me that's a good thing? How okay, let me ask you this. How are your kids are going to be an asset to me if I was dating you?
I would never date a man that ever asked me no craziness like that.
See,
I would never.
But
Because
that's
you
the
would
problem.
never ask me how my kids would be an asset to you.
that's the thing.
That's insanity.
But see, I'm coming from a logical standpoint. You
I
have
don't
to ask
think
those questions.
any woman
And let me say one more
is
thing.
going to
Vic.
let you say, how can your kids be an... No, sweetie. No.
It's the truth.
No, it's not.
If
Because
I'm-
if we're
listen,
talking about we're
listen.
living in a world.
Uh-huh.
No, because we're talking about living in a world where you're constantly putting the male on this pedestal and you're forgetting that this is not the old days. So right now at this point there are a lot of men that sit on a pedestal, but baby, their pedestal is way, way beneath that woman's. I'm not done.
Okay,
So
so-
when you say what can you bring to the table, I feel like that goes both ways these days. Traditionally, back in old days, women couldn't bring that much. We didn't have that much. We weren't able to accomplish as much. But we have come very, very far. And I'm going to say that as a single mother myself, that a lot of men cannot even sit at the table with me, if I'm being honest, and I still give them a seat. I still push the seat open for them to sit down and show me what they can bring to the table for me. Because I know intellectually, I know financially, I know on a thousand different levels, they don't even meet me halfway. So when you make a statement like that, again, like I said, I'm a single mother. I'm a modern woman. I have so many friends across, not just in Florida, this is not Miami. I'm talking about friends, period. And they're single mothers, but they bring a lot to the table. And for a man to ever ask me what my kids could do to benefit him, he would never even speak to me again.
All right, but let me ask you this question, Vic. So do you want a man to come in there and share his resources with your kids?
I have a question.
No.
I have to counter it. I have to counter it.
Just answer it. I need
He's
a yes
sharing
or no.
it. Do I want him to
yes.
come in and share his resources with my children?
Yes or no?
I'm trying to get clarity on a question.
If you're dating a man,
What is the resources that he's sharing with my children?
his finances.
I don't need 'em.
Because, Vic, that's cap. I don't care what you say, Vic. Listen, Vic, I don't care. If a man is dating a woman at some point in time, Vic, a woman
Let's
is
get
going
into
to
it.
want a man to share his finances in the household. So
Yes.
you telling me you're going to sleep, you're going to lay up there, you're going to date a man, you're going to sleep with that man, and you ain't going to ask that man to contribute his finances
So
with your kids?
here's the
I
kicker.
find that to be hard to understand.
the
That is
kicker.
cap. I'm sorry.
Here's the
That's
kicker.
cap.
Here's the kicker, and we're gonna clear it up.
Go ahead.
I never said I would expect a man to come in and share his not share his finances. I never said that.
That's his resources.
Okay, if that's all the resources he has, that's problem number one. We're gonna start. No, that's definitely problem
That's
number
his
one.
resources.
That's not enough for me.
How that's
So
not
again,
enough?
it's not, because I have my own money. So when you start talking about modern women and you're sitting in front of a woman that makes well over 6 figures a year, you're not going to tell me that a man can step through that door and tell me, what can your kids do for me? No, baby, what can you do for this household? Because this household runs effortlessly without your finances.
Okay, Vic,
so
Vic.
the expectation would be, if you're stepping through this door, why would you step through my door and you're not
All right,
able to
Vic,
provide any
okay,
resources?
Vic, okay, Vic, listen, I don't care if you make 6 figures. You know why? Because at the end of the day, your 6 figures is for you. You would never share it with me. At the end of the day,
Why would you think
listen,
that?
But Vic, listen, at the end of the day, whether you make 6 figures or not, you would still want a man to come through there to take over the finances, to take that burden off your shoulders. Don't give it to Vic. Every woman wants that. So when I hear women say that they're not looking for a man to share their resources, that is cap. Let me finish making another point.
No, you
This
can't.
is another risk. Listen, Ralph, let me make this one final point. This is another risk of a man that is competitive and productive, that's getting to a situation where he's dealing with a pre-made family. Who is to say, if I was to marry you and you divorce me, you will go to the courthouse and put me on child support for the next 18 years for kids that don't even belong to me. And matter of fact, even if I'm not married to you, if I've been dating you for a substantial amount of time, depending on what the state, you can still go and put me on child support for 18 years for kids that are not mine. So to close it off, a man, a productive man that's dating a single modern baby mom in this generation, that's a lose-lose situation. And I'm gonna end it like that.
I don't have much. I don't have much to add. The only thing I can say is I hate that has been your experience. I hate that those are the women that you have encountered one way or another,
No, I'm
not
speaking in
personally,
general. Speaking
not
in
personally, one way or another. I hate that for you. I hate that for your friends. I hate that for anyone that you know, because that is not reality. That is not the reality that we're living in. That is actually a bubble in which we choose to put ourselves in. I'm going to go back to my statement that there are lanes. And I learned when I stay in my lane and I don't allow people that don't belong in my lane, I don't have any of those problems that you're referring to. Not one.
Let me ask you this one question, Vic. In the animal kingdom, when a lion takes over...
I don't care about them.
No, you have to, because it's still nature, right? When a lion take over a pride, right? What does that male lion does to those cubs of the other pride that he took over? What does that lion do?
Would you rather have been a lion?
No, I'm a
human.
Okay, you know what that lion would do? That lion would kill those cubs.
Yeah, I'm a
because,
human.
You know why? I understand you're human, but I'm saying that because by nature, men, we are territorial. We do not want to deal with. We don't want to take on pre-made families.
All right.
That's all I'm saying.
Let me intervene. My brother speaking generally about the men that he represents. You speaking about the women you represent. Now I know I'm not single, so I'm not mingling. You know that, girl. So I'm gonna say this for the brothers like me, cause it's different brothers, different mindset.
Yeah.
Like I say, for me, bro, it don't matter.
Okay.
But like I say, but that's your mindset. That's your mindset. For me, it don't matter. For me, if I like a woman, I like the woman.
Right.
If the woman has kids, she has kids. That kids, no kids, it don't matter. Cause it is what it is, bro. Cause if you meet a woman, if that's a deal breaker, then I don't know, bro. You might be missing out on a blessing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, those are not your kids. You're right. You want your own. You can still have a blended family with her, and you can still help her with the kids if you want to. If not, I'm not a judge. I'm not a jury, bro. I can't tell nobody what to do. I know for me, as a black man, bro, who grew up fatherless, I wanted a father. I would have loved to have a dad. And maybe that's why I didn't have one. Maybe a lot of the black men probably think like how you said, though, like, why would I waste my money on a person that's not my kid? And I get it, but I don't share that.
And I'm speaking in general.
And I'm saying, yeah, and I'm saying for me, I don't share that. For me, bro, I love kids. Mine's are not. Even I have a wife now. And if I'm saying, you know, you bring your son, I'm not gonna say, oh, he's not. I don't care, bro. Kids are kids. Let's have fun. Come on. You know what I'm saying? I'm a big kid. I'll run around. You know, I don't care about that, bro. Like for me, I thank God I don't think like that. I don't view life like that. Because everybody deserves some type of sunshine. Because you think about a kid growing without a father, and not to say the woman can't raise a child, but I'm saying you think about a kid growing up without a father, that's like rain pouring on you 24/7. And I'm talking about even from an emotional standpoint, because you're missing something.
Yes, it
So
is.
once a man enters that child's life, it's like sunshine. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I know what you mean. The child gonna be like, you're not my dad. And like I say, bro, it comes with that territory, bro. It comes with, it's a rite of passage. I expect you to, I want you to do that. Because that lets me know, okay, you're becoming a man. This is the only way you think you can hurt me. Because
You know you can't hurt
trying
no
to,
other
yeah,
way.
any other way. So for me, man,
And that's one of the things my stepdad said to me. He's like, I didn't care about that.
no, because it's a right, it's
Like,
a rite of
I
passage.
already knew you were gonna do that. I didn't care about that.
It's a rite of passage, man. Like I said, I can't tell no man how to feel. But as a black man, I think because we're so far behind the 8 ball, and so many of our women and so many of our children are growing up in situations where the father may be in prison or dead or not in the household. I don't think we should think like that. I think we need to be more together, bro, and help each
Yeah.
other. If you love a woman, I'm not telling you go take a woman with 20 kids.
Right.
I'm just saying if she got a kid or two, and you like, you know, you really like her, she's a great person, she have a great mind. So
But
what?
you know what, bro? There are some good single mothers. There are. I'm not saying.
I'm just
there are
saying, like,
some.
to me, it's like, so what? You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
There are some.
We gonna make this a blended family, and we gonna have fun.
I'm just speaking on recent times. That's what I'm saying.
But I'm just saying, but
I'm
as a
speaking
man that
on
do his
recent
due
times.
diligence, you're not just gonna pick a woman in this time that's behave a certain way, who don't
Right.
care about her kids. Of course, she's not gonna care about you. But I'm saying, but if you find a woman, a real woman, that's a good woman, she has kids, I don't think it matters, bro. I think it's just a matter of coming in and helping. It's not about resources or me spending my money on you and your. At the end of the day, bro, we all gonna die, man.
Of
That
course.
money don't mean shit. If we so concerned about money, leaving money behind for our biological, that's what you got insurance for. Life insurance. Like I tell my wife, let's live it up, baby. Let's blow up some money, and when we die, the kids gonna be good anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, get life insurance.
So hopefully, you know, this was able to help somebody out there.
We just wanted to touch bases on single parenting.
And this is just
Our
part
thoughts.
one. This is just part
Vic is still
one.
my dog.
Yeah, I'm about to say, then listen, this is just
Vic is still
this
my
is
dog.
fun
We still good.
arguments.
Yes, this is fun argument that I can't
is
really
fun.
can't really dive into. But like I say again, you know, this is part one. We're gonna have a part two. So sit back, relax. You know what I'm saying? Get your popcorn. I know you're saying that like, this is
God
good.
Damn.
We're gonna keep it rocking, man. But again, like I always say, man, please, man, like, subscribe, follow, you know, hit the like
Hit the
button.
like button.
I'll say, dang, you know how it goes. Leave your comments. And if you feel a certain way by what Al said, you want to come on, hit us up. You know what I'm saying? If you feel a certain way about what Vic said, you don't like, I mean, come on. If you don't like what I said,
Come on.
come on. I want that pressure. Once again, man, we love and appreciate you guys, man. And remember, let's change tomorrow today, and let's do it today and not wait for tomorrow. And let's help one another, man, because we all we got. You know what I mean? Love, peace, and appreciation, man.
Peace.
Blessings.